Hey everybody, welcome back to Over Here, a We Craft for Money. I'm DJ, and in today's video, I'm doing something a little different. So if you had an opportunity to participate in our Back to Basics Cricut series, you'll know that episode 9 was featuring Halloween projects that you could do and make with your Cricut. Well, I had a favorite craft inside of that video, and I know everybody may not want to watch the whole video to get to this particular craft, and I really do not have a chance to go back and put timestamps in it. So what I have done in today's video is pulled out my favorite project that I did in that video. This video is much quicker. I do have timestamps, and I have all of the information that you need inside of the video description, just in case you want to make this sign yourself. So without further ado, jump on in that video, y'all, and I hope you enjoy. So for this supply list, you are going to need a wood round. I got mine from Amazon. It's 10 inches. You're going to need chalk paint, various ribbons, permanent vinyl, wood signs of your choice, pipe cleaners, some sandpaper, and staple gun. If you're making the project that I'm making, which is a super cute leaning porch sign, that is what you're going to need. So let's jump into this project. All right, so for today's project, we are starting with this super cute yardstick stake from the Dollar Tree. It was $1.25. And I've had this one since last year and I didn't get to use it, but we're going to use it this year. Though I was in Dollar Tree, I saw them. I think this part is purple this year, but be on the lookout for it. It's $1.25. We are going to be needing to make a bow. So we are going to be using our Bodabra bow maker that we have. We got this on sale at Hobby Lobby. I don't even know how long ago, but it comes in handy for me with bow making. I did have to pick up some Bodabra bow wire. It's a lot softer than the kind I was using for the wreaths, and it's a lot easier on my hands. So we're going to go with that. I picked up this basic sign from the Dollar Tree from the wood craft section. As you can see, it had some material back here to hang it, but we're going to use it as a directional sign here. You are going to need your choice of ribbon. I am going to be using 3 different ones in mine. I think I got this. It's a mixture, actually 4. Okay, I see the 4th one. A mixture. So I have this pattern, one with the witch's hat to kind of go with the shoes. That's what's bringing in all our colors. And then our little black and white pumpkin. And then just for a little bit of extra pizzazz, I've got some mesh wired ribbon. So these are going to be the 3 colors that we work with. So let's prep our actual wood sign. I'm using Folk Art Jet Black paint. I got that from Michael's. I have all kinds of paint, and I'm using a foam roller. I do prefer a foam roller to the bristled or brush rollers. They're a lot easier to clean, and they go on a lot smoother, although that one is sliding off and trying to give me a hard time simply because I don't have my gloves on. Be better than DJ, y'all. Wear your gloves. Even though this paint washes off your hands pretty easily, still wear gloves. It's a lot easier in the project for yourself. You can get a whole box of plastic gloves from the Dollar Tree for like $1.25, and you get like 50 sets or something crazy like that. They're thin, but they work for these types of projects. So right now, I'm just making sure that I have my black chalk paint and I'm using my heat gun to help me quickly dry. Less than 30 seconds, the paint is dry. And then I realized, hey, even though I'm not going to see the back of the sign, I might see the top and the sides of it when you walk up to my door. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the sides. Now, if you are planning to sell this project, you will want to make sure that you paint the back of the sign as well, because nobody wants to turn it around and see the natural wood. And as you can see, because I have to hold it, I went and got my gloves. See, so even before the video is over, DJ is doing better. All right, so we're just painting that all the way around, and then I'm going to use the heat gun to go ahead and help me dry the paint because we want to go ahead and move forward with our project. All right, and I have all kinds of skinny paintbrushes, all different types, foam paintbrushes, you name it, I have it. I got a big pile of them from the Dollar Tree. All right, now I'm just using some 3-inch sanding paper to sand down certain sections of the sign. Again, this is personal preference, but I'm doing that because I want to use some wood stain. and I want to distress it a little bit, but also kind of give it, a little bit of that worn look, but just a little character, if you will. So you can sand off as much of the paint as you want. I just do what feels right. And then I get a sponge brush and I brush it all over the sign and then get me a paper towel and wipe it away. So it kind of creates like it's actual wood behind it. And then I am gonna put that lid back on because promise you, if that spilled, I would have just cried and then would have gave up filming the video. All right. That's the other reason you want gloves on because stain does stain, hence the name. Okay, so I'm going to use my heat gun and I'm going to go back over it and I'm just going back and forth in a constant move and motion, making sure not to burn the wood or the stain. Now we're going to reverse weed because we're going to use this as a template. So instead of us uh, moving the letters, we're going to move the letters from the inside. Normally, we would leave the letters behind and move the outline, but we're not doing that when you make a stencil of your own. And if you guys are interested in learning how to make like a larger sign stencil, let me know. Because I love a good challenge and I haven't had to really make one yet, but I do it for you if you guys want that. So let me know. All right. Once I have weeded the inside of our sign, now it's going to be time to transfer it over. I did not want to lose those little pieces inside of the words, and I'm using some remnant Cricut vinyl here. Now these type of stencils really are a one and done, you guys, because you won't be able to repurpose these. So just keep that in mind. But again, if you want to learn how to make reusable stencils, please let me know because I would love to challenge myself and show you guys how to do it. All right. So now that we have that taken away, we're going to go ahead and move it over to our sign and we're going to just line that up. Eyeballing that, I don't have the measurements of that piece, but as you can see, it's not pulling away the wood or anything. So now we just want to make sure that I press it all down. And now I'm going to use my white chalk paint that I get from Waverly. And I'm just using a sponge dabber and I'm just dabbing right on top. I'm not swooping it from side to side. I'm just dabbing straight up and down on it. And I'm just adding paint to the top of the brush. That's just what works for me. I'm being careful not to touch the black part of the sign. And the cool part about Waverly paint and this type of template is I don't have to wait for it to fully dry. I just need to pull away. And now it's almost done. But I am going to get my heat gun and fully dry it so that I can weed out those little pieces inside of the A and the O and the E and the D. So that's what you see me doing here, using my little pen picker tool. And we are getting our little directional sign all the way together. Let me know down in the comments. Are you a fan of Halloween? My sister and I are. We love horror movies and all that good stuff. But look at our little sign. She turned out amazing. She's so cute. I'm just using my white skinny brush to go in and fill in a little bit of where the C wasn't as covered as I would like. But again, that's personal preference. Now, I could have freehanded the bow, but we're going to use the bow dabber for this particular project. I have cut my ribbons using my healing mat. You guys have seen me use this last year when we were making our Thanksgiving wreaths. So, what I'm doing is I have measured out and I'm making my tail, folding them in half, pinching them in the middle, and putting them straight down to the middle of our bodabra and it's going to hold it there for us. So I'm just moving the tails out of the way before I start actually making my bows. I have my little chip clip from the Dollar Tree to keep everything together and out of my way. Part of the reason that I'm using the Bodabra, guys, is because my hands are starting to bother me again, but that's a whole nother video. You want to pinch it if you have the Bodabra. You're going to put the bad side, always starting with the bad side up, so that when you flip it over, the good side is what shows. Go down the middle. Once you get to the other side, you want to measure your bow loops and make sure they're about the same. Twist, and you always want to start with the bad side of the ribbon facing you. That way, when you flip it over, the good side is what shows for your loop. And then you're just going to use the bottom loop to measure each one. For this particular ribbon, I'm going to go for 3 loops with our black and orange stripe. And again, I was lucky to find these ribbons. Some I had in my stash, some I had to buy. But when you see them on sale, you want to get them. Now we're going to move to the second ribbon. I believe the second ribbon I got from the Dollar Tree. And you're just going to take a portion with the bad side facing you and flip it over, twist once you get it inside your bodabra, and do the same thing. Bad side facing you and flip and twist. Measure to make sure they're as close to even as you can get. I mean, once you start fluffing, you won't really know the difference, but good rule of thumb. In this one, I'm going to do 2 and then just twist, and those extra pieces become part of the tails. Let's move on to ribbon number 3. This one is our polka dots. I had this last year. I was so excited to use it, and I didn't. Now, when you do a stack bow like this, you want to bring each color that you're bringing in, you want to come like 1 to 2 inches in from the previous one. So as you can see, the biggest one is the orange and black, followed by the witches one, and then the smaller looped bow is the polka dot. If I would do anything different with this particular one is I would have probably sealed that ribbon because baby, that glitter got everywhere. I'm going to pull up the Bodabra yarn or rub. You can use a pipe cleaner for this if you don't have it, but all you do is tie a really tight knot, really, really good, and that will secure it. And it has wire in it, so you can absolutely twist it around. And that's our bow, right? So we want to bring all of our tails down and see how that's looking. I probably overdid it with the tails, but you know what? It's my bow and I can do what I want to. Do what I want to. Do what I want to. Okay. So singing is not my strong suit. Whatever. Let's keep going. Now we're in the phase of fluffing. And baby, you can fluff till times get better. There is no right or wrong with this. And even once you finish your project, you will find yourself going back to fluff. So that's all I'm doing right here. Now it is time to put our little baby together, honey. So we got our pipe cleaners that I'm going to slide through the back of our Bodabra bow wire because I want to be able to make that attached to our sign. I'm going to get a second pipe cleaner and I'm going to use my staple gun to staple that down. I thought I could get away with one, but when I went to attach it to the witch's yardstake, it was a little too loose for my liking. So I am going to add a second staple there because I'm going to twist it, but it's too loose and I don't like it. So again, personal preference. I could have also used wood glue to secure this to it, but since I had the staple gun right there, I just went on ahead and stapled it a second time, and that makes it a whole lot more sturdy. And now the sign is not going to move. So all I have to do is put it on the back and twist it a couple good times. And now the sign is there. Now it's time to take the bow, which I've added a pipe cleaner to the back. I'm going to secure it around the top and give it a few good twists. And honey, check her out. Only thing you got to do now is fluff the bow and hang her up either on your door, which you see right here. It looks so good. Fluffing the bow can take a long time because you'll just want to fluff forever. But if you don't want to hang it on the door, you can actually lean it up as a piece of home decor. Just go with what you feel. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I swear that is my most favorite thing that I have made so far, though my next video, I also like that one. But as far as this one goes, this one is a wrap, everybody. So give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. I am a growing YouTuber and I am always looking to have more people join the Moneymakers family. So until my next video or my next live, bye everybody. Now, where in Sand Hill are you running off to so fast? I wanted to thank you for watching this video. I also want to thank you in advance for liking it and subscribing it and sharing it with another moneymaker who is out here crafting, trying to turn that love of crafting into coin.